Hi everyone, and welcome back to Queen G's Recipes. And today we are going to be making a classic peanut brittle. A traditional peanut brittle has very few ingredients and is actually not too much work at all, so don't be intimidated to make it, and you're gonna love it. It is delicious, it is wonderful, and you will need a candy thermometer for this recipe. Now, I do find that if you like making candy and marshmallows, things like that, it is definitely a good investment because it is actually very inexpensive, and if you make other things like that, then it is definitely worth it. And for this recipe, I do prefer to use the candy thermometer, so that's that. And let's go over the ingredients that we will be needing for this recipe today. So what I have here is some corn syrup. I just greased my measuring cup with some nonstick spray so it's easier to come out. Here we have some salted roasted peanuts, some sugar, baking soda, butter, vanilla extract, and just some water. You also want to have a saucepan ready with your candy thermometer, and you also want to have a cookie sheet that has been greased with some nonstick spray so that it's ready to go once your peanut brittle is done. So let's move on to making our peanut brittle. Okay, so into our saucepan, we are going to add in our sugar. We will add in our corn syrup as well. And we will add in our water. We just want to give this a little stir, just to give it a heads up. Now we will bring our saucepan over to our stove on medium heat, and we will leave it to come to a boil. And once our sugar is completely dissolved, I'll show you what it looks like when we get there, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so as you can see, our sugar has melted, our mixture has come up to a boil, and at this time we are ready to add in our salted roasted peanuts. Okay, we're going to give this a good mix, and we're going to add in our thermometer. So you want to place your candy thermometer right in the mixture like this. Okay. And we want our mixture here to come up to 300 degrees. Okay, so my thermometer has reached 300 degrees Fahrenheit, as you can see, so it is time to close your stove. Now, I kept my stove temperature at medium heat the whole time, and now we will remove this off our stove and just make sure that you give your mixture a little mix every once in a while so that your peanuts don't burn. So let's remove it from our stove, and I'll show you the next step. Now, as I briefly mentioned, you want to make sure that you give this a stir as it's coming up to the 300 degrees Fahrenheit temperature, just so that your peanuts don't stick to the bottom and burn. So you want to be very careful with that. You also don't want to leave it any longer than the 300 degrees Fahrenheit, or you're risking your brittle to become burnt. Now what we're going to do is we are going to add in our baking soda. Okay, we'll add in our butter, and we will add in our vanilla, and we're going to give this a good stir. Just be careful because it'll bubble a little bit, and also while you have your mixture on the stove top and you're giving it a little mix, be very cautious because you can easily and badly burn yourself with melted sugar. Once you have given your ingredients a good mix, you will notice this is what it will look like. It'll be nice and thick, and it'll be a nice golden brown. So right away, you want to place it on your prepared baking sheet. Okay, so just a couple of things. As soon as you place your mixture on your pan, you want to make sure that you spread it right away to the thickness that you want your brittle to be, because it will harden very, very fast. And while actually placing it onto your pan, you want to use some oven mitts just to be safe and make sure that you don't burn yourself, because it is very dangerous. And that's about it. Now all we have to do is allow this to harden, and then we'll break it up into pieces and we will be ready to try it. Okay, so my brittle has been here at room temperature for about 30 minutes now, and now it should be very easy to just get under here and break your brittle into pieces, because you did grease your pan. So just very gently here. You'll see it's nice and loose. So just break it into large triangles, whatever you like, small, bigger pieces, totally up to you. Our peanut brittle is ready to serve. Now, when greasing your pan, just make sure that you lightly grease it, but that you have enough grease on your pan so that your brittle doesn't stick. Now, if you notice that you put a little too much spray, just clean the bottom of your brittle with a little bit of paper towel and it won't be a big deal. So, look how wonderful this is. It is just amazing, and I can tell you there is nothing like homemade brittle. It just has a different flavor and texture. It is so wonderful and doesn't compare to brittle that you buy at your store. So let's try a little piece here. I just want to show you. Look how beautiful this is. It's just so flavorful, so good, I can't even tell you. And adding in the salted peanuts definitely makes a huge difference in this recipe, so make sure that you do that. It also stores really well. You can place it in a nice food-safe airtight container or well zipped in a Ziploc bag. And that's about it. They're perfect for gifts, perfect for taking over to somebody's house. It is just wonderful. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give us a nice big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you will be notified every time I upload a new and delicious recipe. Share the recipe with your family and friends, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. The links will be in the description box below. So I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye everyone.